My name is Michael Baker. I'm a Senior Vice President at the National Propane Gas Association, and my job is to work with legislators on Capitol Hill here in Washington, D.C. I also help work with our state team, so we have work that we do in all 50 of our state houses across the country, and then I also do some work with the White House as well. Propane Days is our annual advocacy event here in Washington, D.C. that coincides with our annual and board meeting, summer board meeting. And we have folks come from around the country, and we go up to Capitol Hill and we take our top policy initiatives and we meet with legislators, again, from across the country and share our industry concerns. And so it's great. It's the best way to move the needle on Capitol Hill is to make everything local. And so we have folks from all different parts of the country come in and meet with their legislators and share some of these concerns. And so we've had a lot of success in the past, and we've been doing this for many years. And this is a big part of our advocacy programs at NPGA. Every year is a little bit different, and that is based on kind of who's in control of Congress, what are the top issues that we're working on. And so for this year, our top two issues that we're going to talk to legislators about are making sure that the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, our LIHEAP, is adequately funded and funds go out on time. Last year, we had some issues with the Trump administration releasing their budget, and as a part of that, they zeroed out funding for LIHEAP, and the Trump administration did that again this year. And so we're going up to talk to appropriators to make sure that even though the president zeroed out funding for LIHEAP, that we have our appropriators appropriate an adequate amount of funding towards that program. And so this program goes to help disadvantaged Americans afford their energy bills. And so these are kind of the most vulnerable amongst our communities who can't afford to pay their energy bills. And so it's just so critical to get these funds out and make sure that we get them out on time. The fiscal year starts on October 1st. Last year, we didn't get the funds until November, which kind of overlap with heating season. And so getting those funds out immediately provides the state LIHEAP programs with certainty. And so it's just so critical to make sure that these communities and these individuals are well taken care of. The other issue we're working is the Energy Choice Act. We have states and municipalities from across the country that have taken actions to limit the use of certain energy sources, including propane. And this bill follows some of the work that we've done at the state level to protect against some of these laws or regulations in different states across the country. We have 26 different states that have energy choice laws that protect those citizens against state governments or municipalities banning certain fuels like propane. We want to replicate the great work we've done at the state level at the federal level. And so we're going up, we're working what's called the Energy Choice Act, which provides this. This bill started last year. We had 25 co-sponsors when we came to Propane Days. Between last year's Propane Days and this year's Propane Days, we now have 157 co-sponsors on our House bill. That bill is passed out of committee, and we're urging the House to take a vote on it. And we're also urging the Senate to follow the House's lead. And so, for us, it's about protecting our industry and, protecting the best interests of these businesses. And so, Energy Choice Act, top ask for us on Capitol Hill. So LIHEAP and the Energy Choice Act. There are people who have been to our Propane Days events throughout the years, and they feel really comfortable going up and meeting with their legislator. But there are so many folks who come and they're new, and this is the first time every year. There's always a new group of people who have never done this before, and they're really nervous. I've never met with a legislator. And what we try and do is just try and get people to keep it simple. If we do nothing else and we don't promote these legislative initiatives, if you can just educate that member of Congress or their staff about what propane is and how it impacts their communities or their state, that's what we want to do. And so before we ask folks to become lobbyists, we ask them to talk about what they do every day, which is run their propane business. And so if we can go out and just educate folks about how propane is playing roles in those communities, whether it's heating homes or schools or farms or maybe it's running school buses and school districts, kind of sharing some of that information. And that helps kind of prime us so that when we go up there as legislative staff and we meet with them, we've already kind of laid the groundwork. We've had constituents come in. We cover that local angle. We've educated them a little bit about what propane is. And so really what we, again, to highlight it, keep it really simple. We're not trying to create new lobbyists here. We want people to be propane, business operators first and go up and talk about what they do every day best and kind of educate those lawmakers, because there's so much of a misconception about what our fuel is and what it's capable of. And so many people who aren't familiar with propane just think about your grill cylinder in the backyard, and it's so much more. And so we're just trying to build up that educational base. So that's what I always say to, first timers who have never been up there before is just be yourself. And if you forget every talking point and we try and teach you before you go up to Capitol Hill, it's okay. Just talk to them about propane and that's it. We're just super excited to have people here in Washington, D.C. in the nation's capital. And I'm obviously passionate about the work that I do, working on Capitol Hill every day. And it's just a pleasure to be able to share that with some of our members and to get them maybe that new experience for the first timer to come out and meet, and to kind of take away this. It's not some big thing. It's not this, really hard thing or difficult thing. And just go out and be yourself and meet with your legislators and share your concerns. So it's really special. Anyway, so I'm excited to have everyone here and grateful that folks have made it a priority to be here to get up to Capitol Hill.